Let's talk Women Talk.
Hi, I'm Sher-Li. In the last episode of this series, I talked about constant disruption and how you can adapt better to all the changes that comes along your career path. Today, I'm going to talk about intrapreneurship, what it means and how you can take charge of your life. Intrapreneurship is a very interesting concept. It probably came from the word entrepreneurship, and the focus is on how you take charge of work that is given to you. In the new way of work, this is a fundamental change because in the old days, a lot of times when work is assigned to us, we just take it and we listen to instructions. However, with intrapreneurship, the difference is that we start to think, with this project that I take on, what exactly am I learning? And when you have situations like that, people then become more conscious of the kind of work that they do. Sometimes you take on a job not just because it pays well, you take on the job because it will add on certain kind of experiences that you will need to leverage on for future career projects, for example. So if you choose to be an intrapreneur of your own career path, there are a lot of things that you should think about. One of the things is, for example, in the long term, what do you want out of it? And I think what's also interesting about entrepreneurship is the second element of it is a lot of times we look at the work and see how that piece of work that we're doing, how it matches or integrates with the rest of our life. So it's almost like having a lot more control and a lot more say over every single piece of work that comes your way. I think entrepreneurship can be very challenging for some people because it's really a lot of accountability. It's a lot of so-called, in a way, almost like you take responsibility. So I have been asked before by certain candidates who are searching for jobs, and they take on a role that they know has a lot of potential for growth, allows them to develop new skills, allows them to be more technologically savvy, for example. But it's scary because it means they're going outside of their comfort zone, right? And usually the advice we give is, of course, it's a good thing. You're pushed out of your comfort zone, you're going to grow. If your mindset beforehand is set in a way whereby you see it as a learning experience, you're actually going to get a lot more out of it. I think every experience in work in particular, whether it's positive or negative, you actually get something out of it. But a lot of times we don't realize it until it's happened and we look back. The challenge right now is it's no longer about us waiting for this to happen. It's almost like you are forced to make these changes, and rather than let the things push you in front, like what we had talked about in the previous episode of constant disruption, why don't you take charge first? Ask yourself all the time, what am I getting out of this? What can I get out of it? In this series, I've covered various topics related to the new way of work. Firstly, I talked about the new work structure, where there are new workspaces, new work schedules that you have to learn to adapt to. And then I talked about the career boomerang and how even within a career that moves in and out, you actually can benefit from it. Then I talked about constant disruption and how technology advancement can actually benefit you. And in the most recent episode, I talked about intrapreneurship, where you take charge of your own career and see the value in each work experience that comes your way. So I hope these tips will help you to benefit and really thrive in the new economy.